Welcome to the Ultimate Tolkien Tournament. This is Middle-earth Madness. Yes, welcome back everyone to the Chamber of Death. We missed you. Hopefully you missed us a little bit too. Now we are back tonight for the regional finals. Yes, basketball tournament would call it the Elite Eight. But for us here in the Chamber of Death, in the Third Age Throwdown, these are your regional finals. What you are seeing now on your screen is a little bracket of brackets. We of course drafted our fantasy team. Just some of the founders, and I'm of course Madness Maestro. I'm playing Switzerland over here, merely officiating, no skin in the game, purely neutral. But all of our other founders and panelists have skin in the game in the sense that they all drafted fantasy characters, and they get points for winning fights. So what you're looking at right now is sort of a projection. I'll let Engine Chief say it more eloquently than me, but it's basically out of 500 simulations, how many each of our owners, our fantasy owners, are projected to do the rest of the way. So say that better than me, if you would, Engine Chief.
All right, so along the left, you see our people that made the last 8: Gandalf, Galadriel, Sauron, Farmer Maggot, Saruman, Smaug, Radagast, Elrond. And in each case, it tells you who owns them in our fantasy league and how many points they have. So, for example, Farmer Maggot is owned by Chucky, who's already amassed 239 fantasy points. And so then I ran out simulations of what might happen. So this shows what happens if Galadriel beats Gandalf, and Sauron beats Maggot, and Smaug and Elrond, and then the next round Sauron and Elrond, and then for the championship Elrond. In that case, Josh would amass 352 points, and he would win the fantasy tournament.
Yeah.
And second place would be 239, which is what Chucky has as we speak. So I ran 3,000 simulations, as you're going to see here, and clearly Chucky won the most of them, about 51%. Josh won about 27, Campy about 15, and Dattel about 7. Meanwhile, up top, you can see the Middle-earth characters, what their chances are. Farmer Maggot the least, Sauron the most. What I really found really interesting as a statistics guy is the second place statistics. The minimum points you can have to finish second is 160. The average is 250, and the max is 370. So that really, really says, we look over here and see that Chucky enters tonight with 239. If he wins any more points tonight, he's going to go up in the 290 range and be nearly untouchable.
Yeah. Yep. And so is it true then to say that is Pattyman, despite still having Saruman, is he mathematically eliminated?
He is, yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
In fact, Chucky thinks of Pattyman as his wingman now, because Saruman could bring down Smaug or Elrond. And all of that helps Chucky. So all Pattyman can do right now is pave the way for Chucky, who doesn't need that much help. Everyone else can win have a character win the championship and still lose to Chucky. You need Chucky to not win any more points.
Okay, well, he's not here tonight, so we will root to make that happen. No more points for Chucky. Josh, however, Josh might join a little later. He's got Sauron going tonight. Sauron going tonight. And he needs that win, I think.
Another interesting stat I came up with is Yeah, Campy has a top end possibility of 370. Josh has a top end possibility of 351, and Dattel of 307.
Mm-hmm.
So Campy has a puncher's chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The the matchups aren't as good, but he could score really, really high. He just needs his characters to win. If his two characters meet in the finals, he can win.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what I need, man. I need it. I got a feeling, though, that Gandalf installed the wily nature of Galadriel.
Yep, distinctly possible. So yeah, thanks for that overview, Engine Chief, and I think that's good to familiarize people kind of with what's going on with the fantasy league. So yeah, typically you'll hear us bantering or rooting for certain characters, and you're like, why? Well, because that improves our fantasy teams. Now, another important thing to add is this is sort of a proof of concept for the product that we ultimately want to roll out to all of you guys. So you guys, for your own, you can create your own fantasy leagues with your own friends, draft your own teams. That's something we're working on building right now. It's not going to be out soon because we still got to log the dev hours and pay the dev dollars and all that fun stuff when you're building programs. So, but yeah, if you are a developer, let's connect. Let us. We're on any social. So ping us on social and let us know. We're always in the market to work for, to look for good co-developers that can help us build some of the stuff we want to get out to you guys. So, or help expedite it too. So, with that, let us turn to the bracket. Yeah, and so even if you're not a developer or whatever, I was just going to add that if you are a fan, give us feedback too. Drop some comments on the stream or just anytime on any social platform. Again, we're on all of them, and let us know what you are liking the most. And if you're feeling saucy, you can talk some shit and let us know what you don't like. We got thick skins. We're all right. And again, if you want to make a comment, we might even show it on screen. If it's appropriate, we might show it on screen. If it's inappropriate, we're definitely gonna show it on screen. So come get some. And with that, here is the Rohan region of the bracket. First fight of the night. Gandalf against Galadriel. Friendly fire over here. Battle of the besties. But there's no such thing as friendship in the Chamber of Death. There is only the quest to be the champion of the Third Age. So, Mithrandir is going to take on his White Council counterpart, Galadriel. Gentlemen, give me your initial thoughts on this one before we cue off the fight.
We should say this is Gandalf the Grey, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's, love to see the numbers on this too, to kind of give a more accurate comparison, because right now it's just that, I don't know, sinking feeling that because I need it, it just won't happen.
And so tell the folks what you need.
I need Gandalf to be victorious.
Yes.
And
amazing. I'm feeling the same thing.
All right. Well, may I?
Engine Chief needs Galadriel because they're rooting for their fantasy teams. In other words,
Engine Chief needs Galadriel to win the entire tournament, and even then, he probably loses the fantasy league to Chucky.
Well, I need Gandalf to whoop you like Lloyd E. Mercer.
How big a boy are you?
Yeah, right. I need him to mop the floor with you and then whoop you again for leaving a waxy yellow buildup.
Exactly.
When the Soviet Union invaded the Finns back in whatever that was, 1939, one of the Finnish scouts saw him coming across the border and said, "Man, they're sending a lot of people through our little country here." And the other guy goes, Yeah, we're gonna really struggle figuring out where to bury all these people.
Yes. Stand by to get some, Rooskies. That's awesome. And they did. Yeah, that was a slaughter.
They hammered them for the first several months.
Yeah.
Wow, look.
All right. So
these are two wizards. These are two wizards. You can tell, or I mean, two. What do you call?
Magical.
Very similar.
Yep. Green line Mithrandir, blue line Galadriel. If you're visually inclined, look at the graph. Otherwise, you can see their battle stats in the table on the left. The red column are your biggest differentials between the two characters, right? And so, one's going to say negative numbers, one's going to say positive, but that's just advantage Gandalf versus advantage Galadriel. It's easier to read probably on the graph. So what stands out like dog's balls here is the striking differential. Mithrandir is going to have, he's got Galadriel. Galadriel doesn't have any such fell blade, right? So that's a 98 to 58 advantage for Gandalf. However, he's not going to use it. He's going to prefer to use it. Range combat with the Flame of Arnor, and Galadriel is going to use range combat with the Elven Ring Ninja. Yeah, so having seen the numbers, how are we feeling about this one, guys?
I mean, I feel pretty strongly this swings in Galadriel's favor. Look at the armor differential here too, right? Because I'm not using the striking. That kind of negates that. And so you go to other attack methods here, and there's just not that big of a difference. So, Gandalf's just not going to, Galadriel's going to hit for more, what this looks like. So I'm going to pick Galadriel on this one based on what I'm seeing here and the fact that for whatever reason, battlefield conditions favor Galadriel, even if it's slightly.
Yep, slight, which means they're really just not going to. So Gandalf's going to use Galadriel about 8% of the time. He'll be lucky to use it once in the fight, right?
And I can't see the bottom, the last one after toughness. I can see it on the graph.
Let me take away that banner.
Yeah.
There we go. So it's Spirit. They're both 99.
Yeah, dead even. Okay.
But on the range attacks, which they're going to favor, let's cross multiply real fast. So Mithrandir's accuracy is 74 against her dexterity, which is 70. Pretty even there. So those are going to be, what that means is those are going to be more like coin tosses for him to actually hit her from range. Now, the other way around, Galadriel's got 70 accuracy to his 63 dexterity, which is still pretty even, but it's a little bit more of an advantage for her on accuracy. That's just to hit. Now, to tell us how much damage they're going to do when they do hit, we look at the piercing value against the deflection. And that's going to be Mithrandir's 80 against her 66. So he is going to do damage. She doesn't have great deflection. Whereas Gandalf's advantage here is when she does pierce, he's got 84 deflection. So he's got a defensive advantage at range, which is probably why he's going with range here and not using Galadriel. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it does. It's rather small, but yes.
Okay.
And then all those secondary things, toughness, spirit, all those, magic, he's got slight advantages, and none of them stick out, but all things considered, that will also mean the average wound dealt out by Mithrandir will be bigger than the average wound dealt out by Galadriel.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's a good way to say it.
It just takes one.
But one is all you need.
Exactly. And you're never out of the fight.
And you are never out of the fight until you are slain. And then whence you go, only the Valar know.
Everybody knows that my special power is to come back as Gandalf the White, right?
That's right. That's right. So, are we ready to fight?
We've been ready.
Mm-hmm.
Then let us fight. In our first regional final of the Third Age Throwdown, we have Gandalf against Galadriel. Let there be blood! Alright. Galadriel attacks first, wounds, but only minor damage. Gandalf comes back. A hit! A wound from range! Heavily hewn with glamdring, and right off the bat he's forced to use his less favorable weapon, and it works like a champ. She cannot withstand the elven blade. But you are never out of the fight. She comes back. Engages, can't hit. Gandalf counters. Hits, wounds, slain! And Mithrandir demolishes Lady Galadriel. Not gross.
My tournament is over.
Oh,
how big a boy are you? Huh?
Oh, man. Brutal. I did not expect that to be a beatdown, I gotta tell you.
Same. But, I'm smiling like an idiot over here, so I feel pretty good about it.
Oh, man.
Do me a favor, please. Well, get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Something like that. Oh, we are joined by Chucky. Welcome to the Chamber of Death, Chucky. You have just witnessed a beatdown.
Hello. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah,
I expected that to be a little closer, but hey.
Yeah, so the whole pregame we were just saying, hey, it's a little weird that Gandalf is electing to use range combat against Galadriel, who kind of has no choice. She definitely ranges her thing. But then you do the cross multiplying of the values and the Madden stats, and it actually makes sense because Gandalf has the ranged advantage, certainly on the piercing level. But then what happens? He just draws Glamdring and hews her down, basically, right off the bat. So kind of an interesting one if you think about it. But yeah, we set that one up, I think, wrongly.
No. We set it up just right because the outcome's awesome.
Yeah, Campy loves the outcome because we'll show you why. We'll show you why Campy loves the outcome.
That's right.
Because Campy is now going to get fantasy points.
I love fantasy points.
So he just went to 160 with that 40-point win, and unfortunately, Dattel.
So you guys know how you're watching a pro sports thing and they put that little graphic up in the middle, odds to win, and it changes in real time. I labored really hard to build one of that for this, and I didn't get it finished.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Mentally, I can estimate Chucky's chances of winning the tournament are about 51, Josh 27, and Campy 22.
There you go. But there is always hope.
Except for Patty Man.
Except for Patty Man and Hunty. And now Dattel.
Yeah, and me.
Oh man. Well, hope the fight that was supposed to be the beatdown tonight, turning to that, is this one. Which watch it just be a absolute not beatdown, a close one, a nail biter.
Let's go.
Yeah. So Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky was not on earlier when we were saying that all it takes is one win in either of his fights in this round to put him so high that it's not likely that anybody can get him. And this one, of course,
this one particularly,
what would it be, 85 points? 85 points if he wins? 85 fantasy points here?
Oh boy,
this is the untouchable match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
this clinches it for Chucky if he wins.
I think maybe not quite mathematically, but man, it crushes Josh and it puts him so high up there. I think there's a scenario where Campy could still get him, but boy, it It's hard. It's hard if
Yeah.
we have the Hobbit win here.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I was just going to show the old. Oh, I see a woofer head above Farmer Maggot. Is that
I see a woofer.
Grip or Fang or Wolf or one of those? Nope. That's Farmer Maggot's summon, his ranged attack, right? What's going on, Chuggy? I see some kind of woof, and it looks like it's got a blue eye, or the light's funny.
Yeah, it has one blue eye.
Oh, him a pretty stinky little baby. So let us actually, you guys give me your thoughts on this one while I pull it up.
Look, if Farmer Maggot beats the Dark Lord here, then I feel like we did the book was written incorrectly.
Yeah, it's just it really should not be close, but as we've seen with these upsets,
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know what he means. Like, it should be a beatdown, right? And it's Go ahead.
We need sound effects. I mean, if Grip distracts Sauron and Fang grabs him by the balls, I mean, you know.
Yeah, we do need sound effects. We had some funny sound effects in the battle engine. That's one thing we haven't really talked about, but we're unable to stream the sound effects and all of our voices at the same time. This platform doesn't let you do that. So, yeah, within these limitations, maybe we'll make a YouTube video sometime about with all those, I think, fun sound effects that we got going there. Those are cool. But for the purposes of this fight, let us look at the numbers. There you have it. Green line, Sauron.
Wow.
Blue line, Maggot. Closer than you might think. And then again, not. Like, yeah, I mean, the magic and spirit, obviously no contest in favor of Sauron. What's he going to do? He's going to use range combat with necromancy. And Farmer Maggot's going to use ranged attack too by summoning Grip, Fang, and Wolf, and hanging back while those trusty hounds do the dirty work for him. So, would it make sense to compare our ranged attacks? It would. Sauron's
Puppy power
78 is going against Maggot's 78 dexterity, so those are dead even. That's going to be a coin toss. Whereas 73 accuracy for Maggot's going against slightly better dexterity for Sauron.
Yeah, but
But
that's
not
basically that's basically even up. We've seen a lot of characters do that. It's the next one that matters.
Right.
And so, why is Maggot so easily pierced?
Because he has no way to deflect range attacks. He's
I
merely
see.
a hobbit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be what Engine Chief says. Sauron's piercing against Maggot's lousy deflection means when Sauron does hit Maggot, he will definitely do damage, and perhaps grievous damage. Whereas, again, cross here, Maggot's piercing against Sauron's deflection is a slight disadvantage, but pretty much even. Anything you guys would add to that before we pick this one and fight it?
I'm scared.
Yes.
Well,
It's very scary.
yeah. Let's get it over with.
Well, perhaps the end of the line for the valiant Hobbit, who's made a hell of a run in this tournament anyway you
He's
slice
made
it.
a run. He's upset a lot of brackets.
Dude, as a 10 seed, he's like single-handedly put Chucky in the driver's seat of this tournament. So, power to the Hobbit. We'd like to see that.
After this, we'll have to see the cumulative points Maggot has scored this tournament.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be a good thing
when
to
you
look
go
at.
to you have those, yeah.
But meanwhile, shall we fight? Someone say the magic words, if you please.
Let us fight.
Yeah. second regional final, we have Sauron against Farmer Maggot. Let us fight. First attack to Maggot. He engages with the wolves, but misses. Sauron counters. He uses his less favorable weapon and misses. Cannot engage the wily hobbit. Maggot counters. Can't engage with his Bam-Furlong pitchfork. Why is he using melee? Both were instantly forced to use their less favorable weapon. That means they got close on this battlefield. Now, they're about to correct that. Sauron counters. With necromancy, misses. Farmer Maggot comes back. Hits, wounds, tink! He sicked the woofs on the Dark Lord, and minor damage to take the lead. Now Sauron counters. He engages but cannot hit. Maggot comes back, engages, cannot hit. And they're dancing. Approaching 10 rounds. A hit and a wound by Maggot! Heavily healed!
Wow. Now it's interesting.
Yes.
It's interesting.
The Dark Lord is on upset alert inside of 10 rounds.
This is so ridiculous.
But one shot is all you need if you are a Dark Lord of Mordor. Let us see if he can strike one. He hits! He wounds! Slight smite!
Wow.
To even the fight a little bit in the 10th round.
That's the most unexpected piece.
Yes, but can he dodge those woofs? It's not going to take but 1 or 2 more hits with those woofs. Now, Maggot sicks the hounds on Sauron, but misses. Sauron counters. Misses. Maggot can't engage. Sauron comes back, engages but cannot hit. Now Maggot counters.
Both using unfavorable
Hits.
weapons.
No damage. Sauron swats the woofs off of him, and yes, right there, Sauron was forced again to use his black mace, but he could not strike the hobbit. Now he takes the initiative back, and Sauron, he doesn't engage yet. What does he do? Yes, he does engage, but he misses. Maggot comes back. Engages but misses. Sauron comes back. Engages but misses, and they're dancing. A hit! No damage by Maggot and his wolves.
Oh.
Now, here comes the Dark Lord. Is the 20th round. The magic round. A hit! No damage. Maggot counters! Cannot hit. Sauron comes back. Cannot hit. Maggot can't even engage. He tried to use his pitchfork there, meaning the Dark Lord was close to him, but he misses. Now Sauron has the initiative. He engages but can't hit the wily hobbit. He tries to use his mace again. Awful lot of attempted melee in this one.
A lot.
Now, Maggot retakes the initiative. Can he do any damage? He cannot engage. Sauron comes back. Can't hit. An engagement by Maggot. Unsuccessful. Now Sauron. Can't hit. Maggot.
This is killing me.
Can't hit. Sauron hits. No damage.
This is unbelievable.
What kind of armor is Maggot wearing over there? His leather jerkin is doing the trick. All right, now Maggot comes back. Can he do any damage? A hit! A wound!
Oh,
Slight
no!
damage. Slight
No!
damage.
Darn.
Ineffective.
No.
And
No.
now can Sauron come back? He engages but cannot hit. Maggot counters. Hits. No damage. Sauron counters.
Come on,
He
Pop.
hits. He wounds. Evens the fight. A fell
Amazing.
stroke. And
Amazing.
through 34 rounds, an advantage still to the farmer of the Shire. Hanging in there against the Lord of the Rings himself. Now Maggot has the initiative, and he attacks. He hits. He wounds. Barely any damage.
Oh, gosh darn.
Sauron counters. A miss. Maggot counters. A miss. Sauron engages, can't hit. Maggot counters. Can't even engage. Sauron counters. Can't even engage. And they're dancing at the 40th round. We have a knockdown dragout, ladies and gentlemen. Drop us a comment and tell us if you are enjoying it.
What's the longest fight in MEM history?
What a
The
great question.
longest round.
We will assess after the fight, but this might be attempting to break the record.
I believe no, it was in the 70s.
I think it was, yeah, back in March, right? In the Ultimate Tolkien tournament.
Oh.
Maggot attacks. He hits. No damage. Sauron counters. Can't even engage. Maggot comes back. He hits. He wounds.
Oh,
taking
come
the
on!
Dark Lord down to 15 damage. He's
I'm not worried about it. Sauron's gonna hit the Maggot.
Wow. Sauron's attack. Can he do any damage? He hits. He wounds. And evens
my
the
goodness.
fight in the 44th round.
Yes.
Now we have a fight. One more stroke for Sauron should do it. One
Fourth
or
quarter,
two
boys.
for Farmer Maggot should do
Fourth
it.
quarter.
Fourth quarter. Rally caps on, depending on which angle you play from. It is Maggot's attack. He brushes himself off. He summons his wolves. He attacks. He cannot hit. Sauron counters. He cannot hit. Maggot comes back. Can't hit. Sauron. No damage. Maggot hits. Wounds isn't enough. Slay!
Unbelievable!
The upset of the tournament.
Unbelievable.
And Chucky clinches our fantasy league.
That
Unreal.
giant sucking sound you hear is the
I
term.
think
Is the
by nature of this next draft, Maggot has to be considered a 1 seed.
Well, the funny thing is like that whole seeding conversation that happens every March Madness too, right? It's part of the fun or I don't know if you call it fun. It's part of the event for sure, right? You know, it's like you look back and you're like, was that team really an 8 seed? What happened with that? And this will be the one in retrospect with this tournament that we look back and we're like, okay, he's a hobbit. The next highest hobbit, I mean, all the other hobbits were 11s or 12s, right? Even Frodo with Sting and the mithril coat was an 11, right? Because they're freaking hobbits at the end of the day. They don't have the numbers, but
Well, you just saw the numbers. There was
Maggot
nothing.
does.
There was no advantage for Maggot. How does he do it?
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of matchup nightmare somewhere in there where, yeah, it'd be interesting. We'll have to look at that, analyze that later. I'd be interested to see what the simulations say for Maggot in series, right?
Yeah.
So against each of the characters, because it's, I mean, wild that he's running the table here.
Unbelievable. He just slew the Dark Lord. But I was going to add, though, that his range attack, as we said in the pregame, is fell, indeed. But it wasn't even as good as Sauron's, you know? And, I mean, he's got the 3 woofers, and they're just about the best ranged attack we have. I mean, no, that's not true either, because you got Círdan and Galadriel with magic rings that are better. You have Legolas with an elvish bow that's better. You know, it's just it's a good but not great. Go ahead.
All those secondary ones that we never have time to talk about, ferocity, stamina, magic, valor, toughness, I thought they were going to pull it out for Sauron because he took how many hits there, and those things make it hard for the wounds to be all that damaging. And so if Maggot hit him, how many times was that? And
Probably, I think it was 7.
He kept shrugging it off.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6 or 7.
8 hits total.
8.
And there, so it's 6-2, right?
Yeah, I've got the stat table over here. It says, no. Yeah, how many hews and tinks and wounds? Let's see.
But that's for the whole tournament, right?
Oh, it is. Yeah. Sorry, we can't use that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was 6 hits to 2. It was 6 hits to 2.
But that's wild to me that Maggot had much better capability of even hitting Sauron. I mean, that, you know, because looking at some of those pieces, it seemed like it should have been more 50-50. And I know that's not that big of an anomaly for 50-50, but the hit should have been even, but the ability to do anything with the hit should have been less. And you saw it there. I mean, you know,
6-2 almost wasn't enough.
Yep. So really what we're saying here, folks, is a lot of luck for Maggot. His luck continues. It's unreal because this isn't, a math error. We showed you the stats in the pregame, right? Again, he's got a good ranged attack and he uses the hell out of it. He also, though, maybe what we haven't talked about enough is he's very wily. Hobbits, what they're good at is elusiveness, right? They're sneaky little guys. And he's got good elusiveness. And so what he's been doing throughout the tournament is dodging very effectively. The opposite character has a tough time engaging. And when he does engage, he's ridiculously good at shrugging off damage, right?
Well, he shouldn't be from the numbers, but he has been somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have, again, he's got good engagement. He should be good at, elusiveness. He should be difficult to engage.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I feel like Chucky's over there doing up, down, down, left, right, BA select start for each of these matches.
And tell the older and younger people watching the stream what that means.
I didn't read
the
the Silmarillion, so you're going to have to translate that.
wasn't found there. It's an old code from like Contra from like Nintendo. They used it in multiple of their games that they programmed, but it basically gave you a bunch of extra lives. And it just feels like Maggot's got that, man. Got some extra juice.
So this is 9 times 4 on top of 40. Holy crap. So that's 36 and 40. Is that a 76-point win? Why not?
Yeah. So look at this.
Guys.
Look at this. 36. So he's got, do that math. 72 and 76. So Maggot alone accounts for 159 points.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
That's like the worst possible thing that could have happened tonight for me.
Well, pretty much for everybody but Chucky, because
I know.
I will work on this overnight and run it from here, but with 315 points in the bank. Who else? Maybe. Wait.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh. No, Josh has a top end of 351.
Had.
Oh, wait. Josh had
Sauron. So
Yeah.
Campy's Gandalf is the next best chance.
Campy. Yeah. Campy has a top end of 370. So it's not...
Yeah. And
it's not
Campy still has
impossible.
Smaug. Yeah, so...
Right. But everyone else has to lose to Campy. We have to, all throw our support behind him. If anybody else wins anything, including Chucky's next match,
Right.
then it distributes the points so much that 315 is untouchable.
Yeah!
Exactly. Yeah. Barely. We're holding on by a thread here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So before we break, quick look at the bracket here. Let us share the bracket with you, if you please. Here we go. All right, zoom in on this. And here we are. So, sorry, guys. Refresh. What are we doing here? So, to make it official, Gandalf and Farmer Maggot is your first Final Four matchup. Fell Four matchup in the Chamber of Death. Gandalf slays Galadriel and advances. Farmer Maggot, yes, you heard that right. Farmer Maggot of the East Farthing slays Sauron with the help of his 3 hounds. No wonder the Nazgul ran away from him when they were, looking for the ring in the Shire, right? He didn't want any piece of this guy, and now we know why. So that is where we're at. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
look ahead.
Who's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's first fight is Saruman against Smaug. Good one there. I might like Smaug in this matchup. I don't know. You guys, Saruman's a tough out.
I wouldn't hate a preview of the numbers.
I don't have those. I can look those up in just a sec. Meanwhile, the second fight is Radagast against Elrond. Who has Radagast? Is that Chucky?
Yeah.
Also? Jeez. And then Elrond is Josh's last hope now, but might be too little. Well, if Elrond... Engine Chief will do the math after the show, but if Elrond wins it all, I think Josh can still win. Is that true? Or would he need help?
I
Needs
think
some help.
Yeah. I don't know if he can at this point.
Yeah. Anywho, that is a quick look ahead, guys. And if you want, we can go over and check out. Well, I don't have a clean way of really
That's
loading
right.
all those stats right now.
We can save it for tomorrow. It's totally fine. I just
Cool.
I was getting kind of excited. I'll
I
tune in next time.
Definitely. Well, hey guys, appreciate you jumping on. And as always, man, we got the upsets rocking and rolling here in the Third Age Throwdown. Just like March, man. A good share of upsets in March too, man. Anything can happen in Tolkien, in the stories, and anything can happen in the Chamber of Death.
Indeed.
So do us a favor if you're watching this on YouTube post facto, or if you're watching tonight, give us a like, give us a follow. Make sure you're following on all your favorite social platforms. And as we said earlier, drop us some feedback. Let us know what's working, what's not. A lot of this, what you've seen so far, is really just teasers. Like, there's no product for you, the viewer, to use yet. But don't worry, we're going to change that. And sooner than later. So please stay tuned. A big tease thing to say. I know I believe in the industry, they call that promotions, teasers, right? But we're not just frolicking your balls. We actually mean it when we say stuff is in the pipeline and it's good stuff. So stay tuned. Follow us wherever you want to follow us. And we will bring the death and the pain. And with that, the fun. Because that's what fighting is. Is it not, Campy?
Yes.
Excellently said. So with that, thanks everyone for watching. And until the next battle, remember, as Professor Tolkien tells us, you can only come to the morning through the shadows. And where there is life, there is always hope. You are never out of the fight.